When I first went to the ranch, I left New York only because people around me were annoyed by what I was. I guess the power was too overwhelming to them or something. So I decided to park the carcass out there, isolated spot. And I was not aware of the fact that everything around me was a miracle. Because when you're there, it's like breathing. You don't notice it. When people came in, they began pointing out all the unusual things. It's funny, to satisfy them, I thought I was doing things their way. Like one time, the car I got now stopped working. I said there's two girls in the car. Well, it's the starter, it won't start. I get a screwdriver out and I fix the starter. I get back in the car. And Frances Adams burst out laughing. I said, "What are you laughing at?" She said, "What did you need the screwdriver for?" I said, "To fix it. Didn't you see me?" She said, "Yeah, you just touched it." And I thought back, I said, "Gee, that's right." I rode around in that car for 2 years with 2 dead cells in the battery. So almost every time I go to start it, it wouldn't start. I just let go. Everything is perfect. It start up. Until one day I was down in Phoenix with my friend Tony Sarantidis. I had to take him to the bank. I get back in the car. It's just a little sound, that was it. And there was a sign, Atlas Batteries, across the street. Something within said, "Do it their way." Cost me $23. Without thinking, I used to walk through trees, through barbed wire fences, standing over a rattler. Someone took off like a rocket. She was an old lady. She was in her late 70s. Never saw her move so fast. So I watched her, and she got, so what's the matter? Snake, snake, snake. I looked down, it was right between my legs. I said, okay, and I walked on. Nothing will ever touch you when you're in that state. But the point I'm bringing out is the effortlessness of living. When you reach there, the snake was there, the car was there, the dead battery, but it's meaningless. A mere effortless thought, and it's the way you would like it to be. But you don't go around 24 hours a day trying to survive a body that won't survive. Get that mind quiet. And that top state is natural. Identify what happiness is. Discover it's you being you. From there on, take all your happiness from you and keep releasing until your fears of dying just almost overwhelm you. But then you're able to handle it. Release them as fast as they come up, and you're free. It's not the final step, but it's getting very close to it. Once you release the fear of dying, you'll discover the next and last step. And you don't become an idiot, a zombie. You just become the universe. Your beingness, you see, is the total beingness of the universe. but your point of view is entirely different. This thing here is just as real to me as your night dream, dreaming this, would be real to you after you wake up. See, I woke up. My mind went quiet. Oh, now I see. So after you see the dream nature of the so-called waking state, which turns out to be a sleep state, you're just as much asleep now as you are when you're dreaming in the nighttime. Mm-hmm. But you classify it as a waking state. But when you'll get your mind quiet enough, you'll discover this. That this is a dream, creation of yours. And what happens to the body is you just let it go its way. You forget about it. You give it its just due. Or even if you don't, it doesn't matter anymore. It's only a thought. Your body's only a thought. And when you do these unusual things, like out at the ranch the first time, I teleported with others. And believe me, it's just as much as a surprise to you as it is to anyone watching. Because it's not really something you do. You get yourself out of the way, and it happens. I was just walking back from a hike with two others, and I was tired, and I said, oh, there must be a better way. I said, sure, everything is perfect. And I said, one foot was up a mile and a half away from the ranch, and I said, the front foot was just outside the ranch. But there's no movement. And when the surprise to me was the other two came along. And Dmitri couldn't accept these things. That was the biggest of all surprises. He just couldn't accept these things. And when Francis Adams said, Lester, we teleported, Dmitri's brain began to hurt. So I had to shout her down, you're crazy, Francis. And she shut up. Mere effortless thought. And we were a mile and a half back at the ranch. The interesting part of it is no one is really disturbed. Where we left and where we went to looked exactly alike. But the next day when I asked Francis, what made you think we teleported? There's no motion in it. Like in a lifetime, you think San Francisco, it's San Francisco. Next moment you think New York, it's New York. That's the way it works. And she laughed and she said, well, I know we teleported because we collected a lot of rocks on the way up, Dmitri and I. We bypassed them all, and also I could see Quarry Hill, which is on the ranch. Through the tree, she saw one of the hills on the ranch. And those things used to happen actually without premeditation. I think if I were to say, I want this or I want that, it would never happen. You let go. You let the perfection be. You let the harmony be.